Daf Yomi, Tractate Bava Batra, page 124. A, top of the page, Daf Kuf Chav Dalid. Top of the page. We were in the middle of an idea, so we'll start from the previous line. The Gemara, maybe we'll start from 2 lines from the bottom, the word hiniach, and I'll announce when we get to 124a. The last 2 lines in the bottom of 123a. Haniach lahen avihen, param much keres biyad acherim, oy shehoy soroye ve'efer v'yolna v'chor nataba pishnayim. Hash demu keres tela beroshuta dimare didu kaime amar shakil roye ve'efer v'boye. The Batra states, if their father left them a cow that was leased or rented in the possession of others, or if it was grazing in the meadow and it gave birth, then the firstborn takes a double portion of the rental income or calf. The Gemara asks, now, that in a case where the cow was leased or rented to others, where the animals are not in their owner's possession, you say that the firstborn takes a double portion. In a case where it was grazing in the meadow, is it necessary for the Batra to state that he receives a double portion? Hakamash Milan. The Gemara answers, this is what the Batra is teaching us. Demuch keres, dumya, deroe be'afar, ma roe be'afar, shivacha, dimimela ka'asi. The Gemara answers that this is what the Batra teaches us. It teaches us that a case where the animal was leased or rented is similar to a case where it was grazing in the meadow. In that, just as in a case where it was grazing in the meadow, the enhancement came by itself, and the brothers did not lose money for its sustenance. Now we're on top of 124a, Kuf Chav Daled and Aleph, Af Much Keres muskeres so too in the case of a cow that was leased or rented, the Batra is referring only to a case where the enhancement came by itself, as the brothers did not lose money for its sustenance, since it was stipulated that the one who rented or leased it would provide its feed. Mani Rabbi Titania ein bechornot bishnayim b'shevach nechasim nachal misas avihen Rabbi Omer ani bechornot bishnayim b'shevach sheshavach nechasim nachal misas avihen aval lo b'shevach shishbichu yisoymim li'achal misas avihen. The Gemara continues this discussion of the Batra. In accordance with whose opinion is the Batra? It is in accordance with the opinion of Rabbi Yehuda Hanasi, as it is taught in the Batra of Sofer 7:4. A firstborn does not take a double portion of the enhancement of the property that occurred after the death of the son's father. Rabbi Yehuda Hanasi says, I say that a firstborn does take a double portion of the enhancement of the property that occurred by itself after their father's death. For example, the birth of a calf, but not of the enhancement that the orphans caused after their father's death. Yarshu shtarchoiv bechonot vishnayim yatzalehen shtarchoiv bechonoisen vishnayim v'im omar eni noisen v'eni noitel rashai. Rabbi Yehuda Hanasi continues, therefore, if they inherited a promissory note indicating a debt owed to their father, the firstborn takes a double portion of the money when it is collected, as this is an enhancement to the estate that came by itself. The Gemara adds, in a case where a promissory note emerged against them for their father's debt, the firstborn gives, meaning repays, a double portion of the debt. But if he says, I'm not giving a double portion of the debt, and I'm not taking a double portion of the estate, he is permitted to do so, and he is exempt from paying a double portion. My tamayu derabanon amalko asays loy pishnai matano karye rachmano My matana adimat liyadei. Av chelik bechoira adimat liyadei. The Gemara says, what is the reason for the ruling of the rabbis that the firstborn does not receive a double portion of any enhancements that occur after the death of the father? The verse states, giving him a double portion, Deuteronomy 21:17. By employing the term giving, the merciful one calls a double portion a gift, just as a recipient of a gift does not acquire a gift unless it first reaches the possession of the one giving the gift. So too, the firstborn does not acquire the portion of the firstborn unless it has reached the possession of the father before he died. Rabbi Omer Amar Ko Pishnayim Ma Kishchelik Bechoyer Chelik Pashut Ma Chelik Pashut Afal Gav Deloi Moti Liyadei Af Chelik Bechoyer Afal Gav Deloi Moti Liyadei. Rabbi Yehuda Hanasi says that the reason for his ruling that a firstborn receives a double portion of the enhancement is that the verse states a double portion, Deuteronomy 21:17. It juxtaposes the portion of the firstborn to the portion of an ordinary son, in that, just as the portion of an ordinary son is inherited even from property that did not reach the father's possession before he died, so too the portion of the firstborn is inherited even from property that did not reach the father's possession before he died. The Gemara asks, and according to the rabbis as well, isn't the phrase a double portion written? The Gemara answers that phrase can be said to teach a different halacha, requiring the brothers to give the firstborn both of his portions on one border, meaning adjoining and not in separate locations. The Gemara asks, and according to Rabbi Yehuda Hanasi as well, isn't the phrase giving him risen? The Gemara answers that phrase can be said to teach a different halacha. That if the firstborn says, I'm not taking a double portion of the estate, and I'm not giving a double portion of the debt, he is permitted to do so, since the inheritance is referred to as a gift, he has the right to refuse it. Amar Papa Diklava Elim asking Sir Toin Kukuloyan Melapligi de Shakil Kipligi Bafura Vahavi Shuvle Sheluf Fe Havi Tambre the Gemara discusses several types of enhancement. Rav Papa says, with regard to a palm tree that became enhanced by growing broader after the father's death, or land that yielded silt and thereby became enhanced, everyone agrees that the firstborn takes a double portion of the enhancement. When they disagree is in a case where when fodder, meaning grain that has grown stalks but is not yet ripe, becomes full ears of grain, and when date flowers become fully developed dates. As one sage, Rabbi Yehuda Hanasi, holds that since this enhancement develops by itself, the firstborn is entitled to a double portion of it. And one sage, the rabbis, they hold that since the item transformed, it is not considered the same item that it was in the father's possession, and the firstborn is not entitled to a double portion of it. Amar Rabbi Bar Chana. This is only one bar. It's usually bar Chana. Why is there only one bar? Is Rabbi Bar Chana different than Rabbi Bar Chana? Amar Rabbi Bar Chana. That's a good question. Amar Chia. Also, Rabbi Asa can be Chachamim Asa. Rabbi Bar Chana says that Rabbi Chia says a judge who acted, meaning ruled in accordance with the statement of Rabbi Yehuda Hanasi, has acted legally, and one who acted in accordance with the statement of the rabbis has also acted legally. Either way, the decision stands. But I got to find out about this Rabbi Bar Chana business.